What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Welcome back. Welcome back to the Tubs. Powered by Cred, where you can pay not only your credit card bills, your utilities, your electricity, your phone bill, but you can also pay for your next rectal examination, like Pez and I will be doing after what we just witnessed against New Zealand.
How's that, Cred? First up, we good? Pay for some third-degree burns online.
Nice, nice.
After what we're experiencing right now.
You can do that. You can do it all with Cred.
I got a different view on what's just taken place. This rectal examination that we've both experienced and our nation's experienced.
It was examined.
It's early in the tournament. We're building.
Mate, New Zealand's gone way too early.
Way too early.
What the fuck was Devon Conway doing? Runs in the first game of the tournament. What the fuck? You stupid.
This is T20 cricket. You don't peak now.
No,
I'm not sure when you do, but
it's getting pretty close. It's getting pretty close.
I don't think it's now. We're sort of building maybe USA 2024. I don't know.
That's right.
A record win for the Kiwis. 89 runs over us. Haven't beaten us here for 11 years or some shit. Mm-hmm. It felt weird. It didn't feel safe. We were told it was going to be a sellout. There was fucking... It wasn't sold out.
Saw a few blokes turn up as seats.
Yeah. So should we jump in? I mean, are you rattled, Higgos? Are you not? Do you care? Do you think people online want to see your kangaroo tears?
In kangaroo court, which is what this place is called. So the scores were New Zealand scored 200 and Australia all out 111. I really enjoyed the build up to it because it was the first game in a while that I've felt something that there was weight on it. There was weight on the game. Yeah. It was a heavy shirt. It was a heavy heart, and my head is now heavy. Yes. So I feel something, mate. That was an embarrassment. Australia was embarrassed just then. I mean, Aaron Finch has just come out, and also he's on the press conference, and he's just said that they were just outplayed in all three departments of the game, and that is true. Mm-hmm. But that was embarrassing.
That was from ball one.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was ball one.
Would you say early doors?
Yeah, whatever that means. Anyone know the etymology of early doors? Yeah. Why doors?
You never hear about late doors, do you?
No.
Yeah. Where are you going? Late doors.
I feel like I have actually. Nevertheless, I should always agree. It was that Australia played no shot. They laid no glove. Mm-hmm. Shall we go into the three things? So you guys, I want to start with Conway, Devon Conway. Conway kills us. Not to be confused with Jeff Conaway, who played Kaniki in Greece.
I thought you were talking about that.
Who was with Rizzo. There are worse things I could do, sung Rizzo. And there are worse things Devon Conway could do than to make 92 not out at the SCG overnight, just now, and bringing in bringing into our lives the Kiwi century. He and Finn Allen could not be stopped early on, particularly Finn Allen. I want to spend a little bit of time on him. One thing that was nice was to hear a lot of Aussie commentators say, gee, we didn't know much about Finn Allen. He plays for RCB. Went for 80 lakh, I mean, it's not a lot of IPL money, but people are aware of him. They asked Aaron Finch after the game as well, like, gee, this guy Finn Allen's coming in, like he's coming off the street.
Coming out of nowhere.
That's right. He's been on a work site in Bondi or something. Martin Guptill's just pulled up lame. Finn, you want to come have a game? Yeah. Finch is like, we knew him. He's just a good player, and he's got away. It was pretty good. Actually.
He used to work Saturdays, middays, sort of taking a bit of time off from his boss. So job done.
I liked they were both wearing long sleeves, Conway and Finn Allen.
Unusual.
There as well.
That's unusual.
In the T20 era of a bulging bicep, a tighter shirt, if you will.
Well,
a little
speaking
bit of
on Nation, fuck me, he looks fucking unbelievable.
He looks really
unbelievable,
good.
Nick. Come on.
But it was just from the start, mate. New Zealand number 38 off 2.4. There was things felt weird. Pat Cummins delivered a dot ball and there were Bronx cheers from the SCG crowd. Well, half of them who were there. Anyway, next ball went for 6. And it kind of continued on like that. I know New Zealand's batting that they were middling a lot of things. Like, it's not like they had a bit of luck or whatever. And when they hit gaps, it was just to the left or right of the infield. It was.
Pez, are you describing a team that played well?
I'm describing a team that played well and smashed the other team. And we had problems because...
And it wasn't even fucking close.
Australia was 37 for 3. Like, gee, it's going to be an amazing win from here.
I can't wait to see how they do this.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, really good.
It just, everything felt off, All of a sudden I'm getting shots of Mark Waugh and Darren Lehman eating fucking triangle sandwiches at some sort of reunion. There's crownies as far as the eye could see. I mean, I wouldn't have minded tucking into one myself.
True.
But Marcus Stoinis is bowling his full complement of 4 overs. He's chopping out, then he's just going the whole way. It was just off. I don't know what to make of it. It's T20 cricket. Do we just say it's volatile?
I don't think we even fielded necessarily. We, being the Australian cricket team, didn't even field particularly bad. Because Zampa dropped the catch very, very early on off Finn Allen. Would have been a decent chance, to be fair. But then just in every department, New Zealand just the better team. I mean, I guess later we can talk about Glenn Phillips's catch. Fuck me, that is absolute world class. Which is actually lucky because it's the World Cup this year. So
it's a class that we're asking him to be at.
Now he's catching those a little bit too early for me. So Neesham actually struggled with his outfield catching a little bit. Caught them still, but just didn't look quite clean. Now in the later stages of the tournament, they will come in nicely. So they're for the easier catching grounds. Your Perths, your Adelaides.
Of course, you catch it. Of course, the noted great catching grounds of Australia.
Syphilis.
I mean, we were particularly disappointed. We spoke with Adam Zampa. And,
Sweep past that.
Yeah, sorry.
Get the broom out for that.
Well, this is the problem. You bring Adam Zampa around to a one-star hotel a day out from the comp.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
You inspire him or whatever. And he goes and gets Williamson out. It was the worst thing Australia could do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 20 off 20, bringing it back into the game.
Yeah.
He has to go and fucking knock him over. Williamson brought his own broom out. Not to catch syphilis, though.
Cummins was the most expensive bowler again, Pez. Now, the only reason I raise that is because we're having a conversation where there is some getting used to where like Williamson is not the best batter in the game or Smith's not even playing.
He's wearing a vest.
And Pat Cummins isn't the best bowler in the game. You know, like Pat Cummins he's just a good T20 player. You know, he's not an amazing T20 player, but I just noted that because it seems consistently he's the most expensive bowler for Australia. Now, I'm not calling for anyone's head just yet.
Oh, yeah. And you don't want blood, eh? Do you want any blood before the head rolls? You want to start nicking? You want to start nicking his skin?
Nicks and cuts.
A bit of claret. That's a hell of an image. Why'd you start talking about this?
I don't know, but I guess we're talking about, Australia's lost the game handsomely, and I just want sweeping changes. I want guys who aren't in the squad. I want Inglis to open the bowling now, I think.
That's right. Inglis, his hand's definitely injured.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll talk about implications later. But yeah, I don't know. It was lackluster in every single capacity.
But it was great batting from Conway, though.
New Zealand were fucking great.
Yeah,
New Zealand were great.
Conway was tempo as well. Like, obviously, he did well in the power play like Finn Allen. But those batters, and he's also 3 formats as well, but those batters who can keep their tempo going after the power play. Williamson was trying to get his innings going, but he's more of a runner ball type player. But Conway was able to find, how many times did he find the boundary or hit a 6 off the first ball of an over as well? Then he can milk around. He's 360, plays all formats. He keeps as well. It's class stuff.
Tempo.
It's New Zealand.
5, 6, 7, 8.
It's been a big old week. Anyway, he's tempo, and there were very few overs where, speaking of tempo, New Zealand only managed 1, 2, 3, 4 runs.
I felt like Australia were in the game when we kept them down to 9s and 10s.
It was. That's right. We're like, it must be a good deck. Can't wait for our blokes to have a go on it.
Yeah.
Speaking of, let's get into the second thing. He goes, Australia doesn't lay a glove with the bat.
No gloves were laid.
And you didn't know in the first over, straight away, like Finn Allen stops one at backward point. Australia didn't make a stop in the infield because New Zealand hit it past them. Like, I'm not questioning the fielding there. And you go, fuck, that's something that happened that they did that we weren't able to do. And then the next thing that happens is that Bolt beats Warner. And it's like, wow, I don't think we got one ball past the bat.
Yeah.
And then Warner's nearly dropped at second slip after they moved second slip away, basically.
Next
then
ball,
Finch misses one as well. And it's they just boshed us for like 3 boundaries off the first over.
I agree with what you're saying. New Zealand definitely got better of the conditions. No, there's absolutely no question about that. Despite Australia winning the toss and having a bowl. Warner very unlucky, to miss a ball into his leg, then, hits the face of the bat, goes into the stumps. That actually was unlucky, I suppose, but that was a ball after he would have been caught second slip. So, swings and roundabouts, etc.
Warner's going to have bad days, and it's got the idea is that the other bloke helps out a little bit as well. I just want to say.
Yeah. What are we talking about here? Southie finishes 3 for 6 off 2.1. Feels like that was pretty good. Feels good. Bolt going around corners again. What about Sandler? 4 overs, 2 for 31.
Yeah, and a very
Finch.
Underrated bicep.
Mate, can I?
Yeah.
Can I make an early? I'm just thinking top of my head. New Zealand's got the best hair of any team.
Wow. I wouldn't mind having a look at Pakistan first.
Pakistan's close.
I want you to have a think about Pakistan in that situation.
I'm having a real think about that.
I've been sleeping on Santner's biceps in a
it's a lengthy bicep.
It's a lengthy bicep
it's
in a little CSK number there.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He looks good in yellow.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, he's got good hair, is my point. But he also bowled nicely. Picked up Finch, was the other wicket. He got Stoinis.
Are you allowed to rate it when we're sitting here going like Williamson not so crash shot in this format, Smith's got the vest on, Cumo's neither here nor there. Santner though, arm speed. So, it's like it's just a format that allows a Santner to come through, and the other, your big kind of throbbers can't do so much in this format.
Did you have any thoughts about Steve Smith playing in this game to sort of rectify the innings?
No.
Would have made absolutely zero difference.
That's right. He would have come in at 14 and over, and, he might have stayed in a bit longer though.
Can we get to the third thing? I just want to celebrate all of New Zealand's bowlers. It's round of the attack. Lockie Ferguson, excellent as well. He bowled fucking 147s, 148s. He's bowling wheels. Fielding. Ish Sodhi bowled nicely as well. He picks up Maxwell eventually, who was just trying to bat left-handed for most of the game.
Yeah.
New Zealand fucking absolutely full value. But from our perspective, the implications of what this means.
Well, tournaments. Australia's chasing its tail.
Australia have now lost the World Cup.
Yeah, Australia's relying on results.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you've kind of ruined your season, and now you're hoping for results to go your way. That's what happens. Yeah,
that's right.
And it was a net run rate fuck up too. It's everything's coming up Millhouse for Australia.
I just feel like this is only alarming in the sense that I don't remember the last time I've seen Australia play well, except for the last World Cup where they did win the thing. But couple of tosses. So
we're on the toss tonight.
I don't know if I've ever seen. Yeah, that's 5 games in a row that they've lost. One of them was a washout. They've lost from I would say unlosable positions. They get losing from positions where they're in front in the game.
Windies almost knocked them over. They've been going well.
They have been going quite well. I'm looking forward to them in the later stage of this tournament. In the test matches this summer. So
test should be good.
I'm just thinking like, geez, are Australia the famous? Because I think like, geez, New Zealand's got a good team, and England just have the best players, and then India's good as well. I wouldn't mind seeing Australia do some stuff before I think like, this is the loss they had to have.
Yeah, they're just really warming into the tournament. They're just really warming into it. They're really timing their own. Well, I suppose, look, they did. They lost a game in the last tournament as well in the UAE. It just happens to be against a team that they now absolutely need to beat.
Must win.
Who they just lost 3 games to. So it's real. They're just saving themselves. It's a game of energy. It's a game of energy. We look fucking shit.
The size of this loss as well just means that Australia now have to beat England, otherwise tournament over. That's at the MCG. That'll be fun. And they are relying on England beating New Zealand, but England must beat New Zealand handsomely. And Australia now is in a fucking arms race to who can smash whoever the fuck else they play, Sri Lanka.
Well, yeah, you got Sri Lanka, you got Afghanistan. Other teams can win. It never goes exactly the way.
Not against our boys.
Yeah, that's right. We're Australia.
That's right. We're the favourites of the tournament at home. Right. He'll defend the crown. We'll defend the crown.
I was watching Mark Waugh eat triangle sandwiches on TV tonight, putting his little thumb up there, and it was good. Off the pads. Hey, hashtag AskTGC, doing it a special way tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
I put the question out on Twitter, so instead of just reading a special one, I've actually got a couple. I just said, any questions on Australia v New Zealand for this?
Well, let's have a chat. Let's have
our show called the Tubs. All right, so first one, the club golfer. Are we going to ban night games to save electricity in the planet? St Kilda's new coach writes in and says, Warner's dismissal, the ball of the 21st century. Someone else has asked, why are we so shit? Do you think the team is still tired? Says somebody else. Someone says, bring back sandpaper v Sri Lanka.
They're good thoughts.
If Australia and India get knocked out of the group stage, how much of a loss will that be to TGC? Roughly $60 million.
New Zealand views are flooding in tonight. So.
Yeah. Savesh D. Chadari writes in, it's a good question. Are New Zealand good?
Yeah, everyone knows New Zealand good. We still don't rate it. That's our obligation.
Yeah, it's a different. What you need to understand, and it's quite clear. Everyone knows New Zealand's good.
Everyone knows,
but we don't rate it at all and pay it no respect.
No,
that's very clear.
They could win. They could win this tournament. Yeah. They could easily win this tournament. We'd be like, yeah, okay,
yeah, very good team, balanced. A lot of guys in the IPL, youth, experience, guys at their peak, class, tempo. They can go hard. They can bosh. They can play defense. They got a good captain.
Yep.
Smart Prime Minister,
all good.
very good policies environmentally, a couple of things to sort in the housing market.
Sure.
But I have no time for them or respect.
Well, I'd like to see them do it against us.
Yeah. Let's have a look at New Zealand later in the tournament.
See, New Zealand think they want us to like them, but they don't. No.
Yeah.
No,
Are New Zealand good? Yeah. I mean, yes, but I don't.
What?
Leon Voigt writes in, was the game past Cam Green's bedtime? He looked like he was about to fall asleep on the bench. Will Carlson writes in, why is this happening to me? Loss we needed to have? Why haven't I had sex in 6 months?
All good questions.
All really good questions.
Warner's dismissal, to one of the earlier comments, Warner's dismissal was actually a little bit like the magic bullet theory.
Yeah.
It did sort of deviate.
That's what I thought of, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually the magic bullet theory.
Yeah. Well, Tim Southey's bowling well.
Like Jackie Kennedy.
Okay. Oh, is Western Australia a better side than this Australian team? Possibly.
Well, with England's in it.
Yeah, good point.
Well, that's the first episode of the Tubs of this World Cup. We're back tomorrow morning reviewing England and Afghanistan. We're actually reviewing almost every single game this World Cup. Not all of them, but every game
There's
involving...
another game on tomorrow as well.
There is another game tomorrow. What's that one?
Who's playing in that one?
Can't remember.
Couple of codes.
If you are going to that game, come down and say good day, because we're doing side math outside the ground as we did for Boxing Day for the Ashes last summer. So we're doing stuff there. We're also on the ground doing stuff for one of the broadcasters that you may or may not have heard of. Are we? I don't know. Anyway, thanks to Creditors as per usual for this World Cup. Enjoyed seeing you in the Tubs. Enjoyed seeing you on the internet. See you later.